think it's working. Okay. So this is my first time doing a legit stream. I've been running streams since 2020, but I've never done my own, so we'll see how this goes. I decided I wanted to start with Ocarina of Time, or Ocarina of Time. I've always said it the wrong way for years, but it's the first game that I ever played, like seriously. I mean, other than like Atari games and I think Super Nintendo, I played at my cousin's house when I was growing up, but I never played it seriously. And it wasn't until Christmas, when I think I was 8 years old. I didn't know what I was gonna get, and I remember there was a Toys R Us magazine that my dad got me, and he had given me these stickers, and he was like, put the stickers on the things that you want, and I put stickers on all kinds of things throughout the book, and I just glazed right over all of the video games. I didn't care about any of them, because I didn't know what video games were, and I didn't really care about them at all. And I think he wanted this game more than I did, funny enough. Because he pointed out the N64 and he's like, you should put a sticker on the N64. And so I put a sticker down, and he had me put a sticker down on a game or two. And when I opened my Christmas gifts, I got the N64 and I got 2 games with it. I got Ocarina of Time and a WWE game, and I don't even know what the thought process was, because I definitely didn't ask for a wrestling game, and I had never had any interest in sports, so I don't know where that came from. But he got it for me, and I think I've played it like 3 or 4 times, and it's just basically sat there. But we got Zelda, and I pulled it out, and after we did all of our normal Christmas stuff, and me, my mom, and my dad sat down and played Zelda together. And for a long time, that's just what we did. We played I think we played together up until the end of the Forest Temple, and then they kind of faded out and stopped being part of it. My dad kept playing separately from me, and then I think when I beat the Water Temple, I was very frustrated as a kid. I still get frustrated playing through it as an adult. But I stopped playing for a couple of months, and then I picked the game back up, and I got past the Spirit Temple, and then I put the game down again. And then I think the last time I picked it up, well, it wasn't the last time, I picked up again and played through to the end of the game. And when it was time to fight Ganon, I'd gotten past the tower and everything. I spent hours for like a few days straight trying to beat him. And the reason I couldn't was really funny. I had gone through the quest line to get the Goron's sword. And because it was such a hard quest line to get through and there were so many steps, I just assumed, oh, this must be the best sword in the game. So even after the Ring of Fire went down and I was able to grab the Master Sword, I stayed with the Goron sword because I just assumed that this has to be the best thing available to me. So I stuck with it, and I just kept hitting him over and over and over again, and I couldn't get it. So I threw the game down. I was like, I'm not dealing with this. I'm just not dealing with it. And I didn't beat the game. And I think it wasn't for like another year and a half that I just didn't play the game, and I came back to it. And And I finally got to a point where I was like, okay, I'm just going to figure this out. And I just played and played and played and kept fighting him over and over and over again until finally at some point I was able to get by. I was, oh, wow, I should be using the Master Sword. This makes sense. Of course, it didn't really make a lot of sense to me at the time, but I thought it was funny. So then I put Ocarina of Time down for a long time, and I think it was probably, man, I had started playing the game in, I think it was in 98 when it came out, and then in like 2000 or something like that, I started, it was probably 2001, I started hearing the rumors about the, oh, actually, my timeline's all off. I didn't start playing it until 1999. That's right. Yeah. So then in 2001, I hadn't been playing it for a little bit after I'd beaten it. And then I saw, I'd finally gotten on the internet, and, I had AOL Kids for years, and we finally, my dad got cable, but still had me on AOL Kids, and there was a moment when I realized, oh, I can actually just go to Internet Explorer and get around AOL Kids and get on any website I wanted. So I stopped using AOL Kids, and I started using that. And I remember finding a couple gaming sites, and I came across the Odyssey of Hyrule. And I started reading all these articles about being able to get the Triforce and all this different stuff. So I started going on a journey to figure out, is it possible to get the Triforce? And that journey was like, I was a kid, so it didn't matter if someone came out and said, oh, you can't find it, it's not possible, I have proof. None of that mattered to me. It was like, it was this massive conspiracy theory that I just dove into and embraced really strongly. I was printing out paper after paper after paper of all of these different methods that I had to try in the game. The crook cartridge, getting under the ice, like trying all these different things out. So I spent a lot of time just trying to find that thing, and of course, obviously, I never found it. But it was a significant part of my childhood, and I think the end of it was, I had gotten my hands on the debug ROM. I think it was like 2003 or so, and I started fooling around with that, and I started using some hex editors and trying to figure out how maybe I could learn how to reverse engineer the game. Of course I couldn't. Maybe I could have if I had tried a little bit harder, but it wasn't happening for me back then. But I remember I created like these 2 YouTube videos, which they're still on my YouTube account, but they're unlisted. But I created these 2 videos and I posted them out there, and I think one of them got 16,000 views or so, which was cool at the time. Back in 2004 on YouTube. But this game was the start of a journey for me. After this game, I went on to, I think I got Banjo-Kazooie and Super Mario 64, Donkey Kong 64, Jet Force Gemini was a big one, and then Majora's Mask came out. And in my opinion, I can't wait till I get to Majora's Mask, because in my opinion, Majora's Mask is, it's a masterpiece. I personally think it's one of the best Zelda games that has ever come out. I think it's better than Ocarina of Time. think my second favorite is probably Wind Waker. And I think between those two games, they represent what a real Zelda game is, in my opinion. I think if you really want to have a true Zelda experience, if you play those two games, you will have experienced all of the neat things that Zelda has to offer. Obviously not all of the mechanics and not all of the items and not all of the dungeons and stuff. But like, if you wanted to understand what a Zelda game is, those two games I think portray it very well. But of course that's my opinion. So anyways, I'm gonna play some Zelda. I'm pretty excited for it. I haven't decided if it's worth it to keep music playing in the background or just go with the game audio, but I figured at least for the opening and at least for a little while, I'm gonna stick to the game audio. It's really interesting because I remember seeing this as a kid and having no idea what was going on here, and just thinking, okay, this is a game. But when whenever I watch this, it kind of brings back, like, there's this feeling that's in my mind that I can't put my fingers on. But you know, obviously I can never get back to exactly what that feeling was, exactly what that moment was. But I just remember like seeing this and not understanding it, not knowing it. It's just a feel. It's just stuff. I don't even think I watched the whole thing when I started. You know, the one thing I did know about this game going into it is I'd played the original Zelda, and I had remembered that my cousin owned it, and he knew the trick where if you called your character Link, you would get like the upgraded sword or something right off the bat. At least I think that's what it was, or maybe it was Zelda or something. I think it was Link. So I started my original save file off with the name Link, and I don't think I've ever named myself something different in any Zelda game, at least for my first playthrough. I'm actually gonna just put my name in this time, but break with tradition. In the vast, deep forest of Hyrule, long have I served as the guardian spirit. I am known as the Deku tree. Children of the forest, the Kokiri? I think it's Kokiri. Each Kokiri has his or her own guardian fairy. However, there is one boy who does not have a fairy. I remember not understanding this. I remember not understanding it, but knowing that this dude was bad. It's so funny because I don't remember at what point in time it was, but there was like a distinct point in time in my life where when I was playing a video game, it was possible for me to like understand what was going on. It definitely wasn't this game. I feel like by the time I got to Majora's Mask, it was kind of there, but not fully. Wind Waker, I feel like, I really understood what was going on around me. But yeah, it took me some time, which probably added to the mystique of the game for me. And now I have a much better understanding of it because I subscribe to a lot of YouTube channels. I guess the biggest one probably Zeltic. I've learned a lot about the Zelda history and watched them go over these lines of text and walk through the history over and over and over again. I haven't memorized it, but it's definitely cool coming back to it, though. I definitely remember. I actually think the first time that we played this game, for whatever reason, something happened when we got to this spot, and I wound up leaving the game on with Navi just flying around. And I remember all of us. I don't remember who it was. I think it was my mom or my dad. One of them yelled at me. He was like, "Go press the fucking button." And I was a little upset. I thought I had gotten a card so that I could actually plug my N64 into my computer a couple years ago, and I never actually got it. So I'm playing on an emulator right now, and I can feel the latency. It's like, it's probably just because I haven't configured it right, but when I push the stick to the right, it's about a half a second later that Link moves. So I did something that seemed to shorten it at some point, but that's the other thing that I think is happening. I think... No, okay. It seemed like all my settings kept resetting for a bit, but I think I figured that out. Oh, definitely want to change. I don't want that to be toggle, I want it to be hold. But so I remember not reading that text and then immediately running around and not having any clue what was going on. And then, of course, there's Navi yelling at me. And I remember us not knowing where the Great Deku Tree was, partially because this is what my screen looked like. I think I'd pressed a button and we didn't have the map, and didn't, you know, we weren't looking around, and we didn't know where the Great Deku Tree was. So I just kept running around and talking to everybody. So I'm genuinely, like, trying to relive the experience. So I know what I need to do already. I'm pretty familiar with the game, but for anyone who's not familiar with it, who might come across this video, I'm gonna try to run through it like a normal playthrough. Of course, this was where I had no idea where I was gonna manage to get the sword or the shield. I remember someone told me to look in the shop for the shield. I don't remember where the hint is for you to find the sword. Oh, I'm not good. Man, it's crazy how different an experience it is moving around with one joystick. It's also interesting that, you know, obviously now I look at this and I can see all of the hints of what's going on. But I had no idea as a kid. I always broke the pots, that's for sure. You know what's even funnier? I don't think I've been in this house in the village since I was a kid. Because there's like no reason to actually go in there. There's one in here. Pretty sure he's just gonna tell me, yeah, how to pick up stones and throw them. So as much as I loved this game and learned a lot about it and watched a lot of videos about it, I've only ever actually fully beaten it once. I think I've started it a number of times, and I think I stop at the water temple every time. This is another house that I never went in. Skip all that. Skip that. Oh, I'm probably gonna have to actually get used to saving. Playing with an emulator means that this thing has already crashed on me once. Probably because of the rest of the stuff I'm doing on my computer, but, you know. I'm gonna skip all those tutorials. Because I already know how to do them all, obviously. So, what's interesting is, I don't think there was a hint that said that there was a sword back here. I think you literally just had to move around and find it. Could be wrong. Yeah, I think me, my mom, and my dad got stuck for... It was probably like a day or two of us playing this game before we found the sword. I remember when one of these gave you rupees if you chopped the whole sign off in one piece. Yep. Alright, anything else that I haven't looked at? I guess the Lost Woods, but I can wait. I understand. Alright, I think I have enough. Yep. I always thought this was a good design choice for the game, to show you that eventually you'll have arrows and you know, some of the things that you're going to run into. I mean, obviously you're not getting arrows until you're an adult, so it's interesting that it's like one of the first things that you see. Oh, I have to actually equip it. Oh, I remember actually getting hurt by these guys as a kid. There. No, I don't. I had to do it. There we go. Yeah, I'll take the task. Sure. I remember when we got to this spot, I think we didn't talk to Navi. I don't remember if Navi actually interrupts you. Yeah, okay, there we go. I think we didn't walk by these vines immediately, and we kind of just roamed around the area and like, what do we do here? And we saw a ladder. But it took us some time to figure it out. Oh, and then this, we never... Yeah, no, this is what happened. We never actually talked to Navi here, so we didn't get this hint. Oh, actually, Navi didn't give us a hint. I just remember bouncing on that on the web for like such a long time and not realizing what we were supposed to do with it. Skull Wall Tula. I'm gonna get judged for how I'm saying this. I need to change the C targeting. Man. I just always called him Skulltillas. Just too long of a name. Thank you for that, that wonderful, wonderful follow. I'm right at the start, so everything counts. Oh, this was a funny one too. I think I actually died. This was the first spot that I actually died in the game as a kid. I also loved just mechanically all of the little things that they included in this game. It's just the way that they teach you to just like look around the room for things is pretty neat. Like at the opening where there's the web, if you were like me and you missed the vines and didn't realize, you didn't walk close enough to them that Navi told you how to climb them, if you just turn around and start walking on your way out, there's a ladder. So it's like they give you enough ways out at the beginning that you're not going to get too stuck. Also, I think on the N64, it's probably because of the TV that I was playing on, this area was like pitch black. It just wasn't possible to see this chest. I think it was just generally darker on the N64. But yeah, we were on a CRT monitor. And we probably just had the settings all screwed up. The monitor that I originally started playing this game on, my parents were gonna get rid of it when I was in high school, and I had them, where is it? Oh, that's not what I was looking for. I wanted the gold Skulltillas. But yeah, my parents were gonna get rid of it, and I wound up putting it in my bedroom so I could play Guitar Hero on it. I don't think I have to actually go into this room, but I will. Whoop. Pressed the wrong button. Oh, I do need to go in this room because I want to get the gold Skulltilla. Nice. This Zelda had the right balance of like taking up your time to see the things you get out of the chest, but also just like skating past it when you already know what you're looking at. Oh, enjoy your dinner. Thanks for stopping in. Every little bit counts. Alright, so yeah, this is where we got caught up. We were looking at this and it's like we didn't know what to do for such a long time, and then it was the heart that gave it away eventually, but it wasn't me who figured it out. Actually, it wasn't me who figured it out, but I had jumped from the top and got hurt falling down. And because I got hurt, I think it was my dad who pointed out, oh, why don't you try to land on the webbing? Alright, so I'm gonna try in this playthrough to go for 100%. That's the goal. Which means I definitely have to get this. I don't remember how you get this one. I don't know if I can get it from here. Oh, yeah, I can. Okay. As a kid, I definitely couldn't get it from here. Oh, come on. More parts to go around, though. Another one where I dreaded running after this guy. 2, 3, 1. Punish them in the proper order. This one was a pretty easy one to get a hold of. I think there's, I can't remember if it was... Maybe I'm thinking of, yeah. I think I'm thinking of Master Quest. I remember when I finally got my hands on Master Quest, they changed this room slightly, and, I remember getting stuck on it. And I think it was because you just had to, like, duck to get under this thing. Or, like, roll or something. Save it, yeah. Oh, this room. I definitely died in this room the first time I came in here, and then every time I came in here afterwards I realized that if I don't walk onto that floor, I won't wake him up. And I never ran into him again. But fuck it, let's run into them. Oh, there was a third. Yeah, there's a third. I also thought there was a way to... At some point I thought there was a way to, kill them before they hatch. Oh, so... I don't know what's behind this door. But I'm gonna have to remember to come back here, so I'm gonna just... leave myself a little note. I'm sure there's something useful. It's funny, I've spent so much time learning about this game, learning about the way people have speedrun the game and gotten around a whole bunch of different things, and yet I still don't know everything there is to know about it. Oh, I remember getting stuck here too. I think when I first tried it, you know, I was just wandering around up here for a long time, and then I dropped this and still didn't quite know what to do, and then I was like, oh, I need to, like, I can't jump, so I need to burn it. And I think before I put the block down, I actually climbed up and tried getting this one a bunch of times, before realizing that I could probably make the jump from here. And then I wasted a bunch of Deku sticks over and over again because I didn't realize that I needed to roll. Actually pretty fucked up though, that it just was like, I'm gonna just sell out the queen. Now this one was one where, I don't remember if I died the first time. I remember the first time I fought this, it took me a long time to fight. But, Now I know the trick. Of course, back then, I had no idea. I didn't do it. What are you supposed to do again? I think it's, Ah, that's what I wanted to do. Oh, I missed 100 times. So it turns out I'm not that good. Wow. I am a noob. Oh, I could have Z-targeted the eyes. That's... Don't judge me. All you speedrunners out there who are like, you just throw the thing at it and duck and hit it a bunch of times and you won't ever have to do anything else. Yeah, I know. I know. I just suck. It's fine. I mean, theoretically, if the Deku tree could have just given me the stone and told me the story and just died a little bit earlier, right? I didn't really have to go in there and fight anything. I know, it'd be a totally different game. What would the first dungeon be? But it's just interesting to think about some of the plot holes that exist. I guess it doesn't exist, but what if it was a different world? Well, then I wouldn't be Zelda. Of course. But this kind of sucked. It's like, okay, go do all of this work. And the tree dies anyway. I remember being sad as a kid when this happened. They did a good job of taking the music away and really making the scene feel like it meant something. Also this, like, if I seriously just, if you seriously think I just killed the Deku tree, then wouldn't you react a little differently? Can't remember if anyone speaks differently. I remember Sorry is gone, and I remember looking for her. I don't think I've ever actually read this. Oh, okay. Or you can actually just... Oh, there's also, is there money in the back? Yeah. Okay, so I don't remember, because obviously I go back to the forest at some point, but I don't remember what... I think I tried going to the forest as a kid before I left here, but I don't think I actually got anywhere with it, but Oh man, this was the moment here. I also forgot. I got that now. And I remember first time I did this. This was a crazy experience the first time I did this. I love how much they screw with you with Kapora Gebora. Is that the right way? I think that's the... I very frequently selected the wrong option, and they definitely got me trying to skip past their dialogue. So remember, yeah, the very first time I got out here, I hung around, and then I pretty much immediately went off in this direction and followed the path. And I had taken just enough time following the path. Yeah, I had taken just enough time that I could not make it to the town. So I knew I needed to go there, and I got stuck out here fighting skeletons all night for one night, which it looks like is gonna happen to me again. So this is actually pretty close to the experience I had as a kid, because I remember getting here and being like, oh no, what's going on? I think I survived as a kid doing this. And I also didn't realize that I think if I stand on the path, they stop spawning. Well, of course, I had no idea about this as a kid either. And I was too scared to go and explore anywhere else and figure out there was some other place to go. So I just sat around and fought the whole time. Thank you for the follow, by the way. Of course, as a kid, I never talked to anyone when I first came in. I didn't explore every area. I just kind of ran forward and hoped I would find the next thing. It was really my parents that kept me on track. You missed the door. Why didn't you talk to that person? Looking back on it, they were actually pretty good to play with, because I think there were definitely moments when they knew what the next thing was, and they led me to it by asking instead of just giving me the answer. I'm pretty sure there's a gold spatula in one of these boxes. Yeah. I don't remember if there was anything special. I think so. While I'm looking at it, I'm wondering if you could use the hook shot to get up there. Yeah, too late. I already did it. I wouldn't be playing a Zelda game if I didn't run into everyone's house and break their pots. Luxuriant. I love how when you break these crates, like, almost all of the background moves, just not the doors. Oh, it's not possible to catch this, right? I think this is one of the things that appeared when I was looking at all the ways that you could get the Triforce. This was one of the, like, if you go to this place and do this, and you go to that and do that, and then you go back and forth and stop on your right foot, don't forget it. Then you'll go to Market Town and you'll be able to catch the chicken. And then you'll be able to bring the chicken to another location and do something else. Man, I tried so many things for such a long time, hoping that I would unlock it, and I'd be the first one to unlock it. It was a different world back then. I mean, I remember I legitimately thought that, like, who else is gonna find this before me? There was that one website, and then I was in Yahoo chat rooms talking with a bunch of other people. There were like 4 or 5 of us. But that was it. That was the whole world. There weren't millions of people or thousands of people playing this game trying to do the same thing. No, it was just my small circle of people who were trying to figure this mystery out. not know that. Lies. I didn't realize how much information they actually give you in Market Town about the game. I remember getting confused with this as a kid. Oh, there's something that I have to collect that I do not have right now. Let me save the game. Because I'm not going to use save states. I'm going to play this game like it was originally played. As close as I can without physically having my N64 on the desk. I don't think there's actually anything in any of these, but... Someday, if I ever wind up with a bunch of people in here, I'll probably start reading all of the text. But for now, let's see. I remember being fascinated by all of these items, and I always wished that they looked like this in the menu. Yeah, they never quite look as good as they do on the shelf. Like. Oh, I'm so close to just being able to get it. I know I need it. That's right. I think this is like... Maybe this was intentional, maybe it wasn't, but this feels like, okay, yeah, you went into a shop already once, and there was a space, and you were able to get back there, and there was money back there. This is like, now you're in another shop, and there's an area back there, and maybe there's something back there, and there's some way to move this so that you can get back there. I mean, you were able to get back there in the first shop. And I think, you know, yet another thing that popped up in the list of, if you do all of these steps, maybe you'll be able to get to the Temple of Light. I'm late for a very important date. Oh man, do I give it a shot? Can I? Okay. I think I have to come back here when I've got the bomb chew. Or do I get the bomb chew from her? I actually remember. Whoop. I know I'm being super pedantic about all of the things. I think that door only opens at night, if I recall correctly. I think this doesn't... Can't do this until I'm an adult. Oh, I can. I'm gonna get some practice in with this thing before I come back here and try to win this. So I'm sure that my aim is crap. Oh yeah, first time I ran into these, I had no idea. I mean, I still don't actually know what they're used for. I think it's just the time, and I think you can use the Mask of Truth on them, and you can blow them up with the bomb. I don't think there's anything else. But, you know, of course they were the center of a lot of those rumors as well. Whoa. You know, it would be really cool to have a full remake of this game, modern graphics. If someone could add more depth to it, more areas, more storyline to it, that'd be really neat. I know there's a bunch of projects to like just recreate it as is, and those haven't gone very well. In fact, I think the one guy has gotten a bit of a reputation from how he's handled himself with it, but I think it would be really neat. Of course, why not just make a new game? I guess for me, what I want is for Nintendo to actually build some continuity between these games for once. Like, it would have been cool if you know, this section of Hyrule was just one of many, kind of like what they were kind of doing with Twilight Princess, but Twilight Princess for me just like the lands were so barren that it just wasn't worth it. Had they packed Twilight Princess with content so that it felt like, you know, I feel like Wind Waker, they did a really good job with that. There's like, if you ever traveled to a place, there was something to do there. There was something valuable. Granted, the traveling between the places was kind of whatever, but it felt like it was full. It didn't feel like you were running into nooks and crannies and finding no reason to have gone there. And I know that there's bugs that you can find and whatnot, but that wasn't enough for me in Twilight Princess. Remember if there's a... I could have sworn there was a way to convince him to open the gate. That's right. I also don't need the chicken. I remember when I played through this the first time, I got up there and he was sleeping and I had no idea what to do. And I don't think there was anything that guided me to realize what I needed to do. And I think this is where I like left and I went to Lon Lon Ranch. And I was like running around. I think we spent a couple days like not knowing what to do here. And eventually, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure she doesn't appear when it's nighttime, like when it turns to nighttime. You have to like leave and come back. So I wound up one of the times coming in and out of here, staying long enough for it to turn night, and then I went back into town. I caught the dog, which I'm gonna do now as well. And then that was when I came. Obviously, you can't leave when it's nighttime. So eventually, the only thing that I could do once I got into that part of the loop, I came out here and she was there, obviously, and it was fine. But yeah, this stumped us because we just kept going back into town during the day and out into the field and back and. Both say the same thing. Yeah. I think all the doors are closed. One of the dogs. I think it was a gray dog. I think it's that one over in the corner. This is open, right? Oh, there's no point in doing this until I get the Lens of Truth. That's right. I almost wasted money. Oh, I thought you could pick it up. Guess not. So then do I have to just make sure I don't get the wrong one? I think that's it. No. Guess not. I'm fairly certain this isn't the right dog. I don't remember how this thing works. But we'll give it a shot and see what happens. The store was closed during the day. Oh yeah. I forgot this place even existed. Let's see. Hey, I still remember. This is closed. Alright, I have to take a quick break. I'll be right back. Time for a quick snack. I should probably clean this playlist up a little bit. I've got a different playlist for every year. So this one's pretty short, but I've got 34 songs so far this year. Some of them don't belong in my library long term, but I had to get them because they were pretty funny. This one in particular. I mean, so my mom and my dad were both huge football fans. So I think this one was either Sunday or Monday Night Football, but I remember hearing these themes all the time as a kid. I mentioned it earlier, but I've always disliked sports. Never had any interest in them at all. But when I heard it, I had to get it. I don't even think it's that good, but I couldn't pass it up for sure. And at some point, I'd like to actually be able to cue these up and properly DJ them so that I don't wind up dropping stuff that doesn't make sense or replaying songs. I'm gonna let this song play for a minute or two. This one I just found recently, and the reason I got caught on it was because the wum wum wum. This is one of those songs where it feels like it kind of like it's just dark and heavy and just slow and kind of carries you to where you're going. Also, I expected the note to change there, but it didn't. And it reminded me of another song that has like a very, very similar progression. I think that's in my 2020. Yeah, My Gut, the Solomon remix. Super fluent Solomon. Anyhow, I think I've done all that I can do here at night. So I'm gonna run back towards the castle And get that chicken. Can't remember if you can actually, no, okay. Oh, maybe I could, get in at night. I swear there was a way that you could convince him to open up the gate. Maybe it's after when you come back to see Zelda, when you have a mask or something like that. Switch this back. I've seen a bunch of people do this in various ways, but the way I always got used to doing it was running up in between them like this. I remember at one point I read the thing about letting a butterfly land on the Deku stick. I don't think that's... I've never actually seen it happen. I know I've seen it happen in other Zelda games, but I never actually saw it happen in Ocarina of Time. Maybe I just need to get good. I'm not gonna wait around to find out though. That way. Won't get caught. Dude, you're in my way. I'm so used to just skipping all of the flavor text. Oh, you know, I just remembered. I think if I run into this tree, I get something. Or at least I think there's a tree around here. Pretty sure there's a tree that... Shoot. I can't remember what it is, but I'm really hoping that it's not a Skulltula that I need to get. It is Skulltula. Okay. It's just the other ones that are Skullwaltulas. I mean, I guess that makes sense. I wonder what it sounds like in Japanese, honestly. It's probably just a single extra sound. I don't remember if it was day or night that you're supposed to go in there. I think it was day. But I think we're gonna make it. Let's see. Yeah. I remember getting stuck on this as a kid. I think me, my mom, and my dad tried it multiple times. Got caught off right at the end. I could just go over the top, I know. Probably could have just made it over right at the beginning, honestly. Spend so much time sitting back there. I sworn there were two in this spot. Oh, there are. Okay. Alright. It only took me 5 times as long as it probably takes anyone else who's played this game 100 times. I remember the only reason I knew about these windows was because it was either Nintendo Power or like a cheat book or something that my dad had come across. And he pointed it out to me. He's like, remember those windows? If you shoot them with the slingshot, something will happen. And then we had to come back because we didn't see pictures or video of it. Obviously, we had to come back and try it. I've just met you. You're going off of a hunch because I'm wearing green clothing. That I have to be this person that you think I am, and now you're gonna tell me this secret that no one else should hear. I'm not gonna say no on this one. I don't want to repeat. I know they portray this as, you know, a very similar thing happens in Tears of the Kingdom. And, I think they're two totally separate events based on the timeline and everything, but I wonder if there's some way that they could be the same meeting, just viewed from different perspectives. I don't think that actually makes sense. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't, because the meeting in Tears of the Kingdom isn't with a human being, a Hylian. That's fair. It's stuff like that, where, like, if they could have found a way to have these things cross over and have some form of continuity, that would be really neat. Oh, wow. Hello there. Nice to meet all of you. Just so you all know what's going on, this is the first stream I've done since 2020, and probably the third stream I've done ever. But I've been running streams for people since 2020, and mostly in the music industry. And I just decided I wanted to get back into it and figured I'd start with the very first game that I ever played in my life, like seriously. And yeah, so I've been playing for about an hour or so, 2 hours. But thank you for coming through, and feel free to ask me anything, and I'll let you know. I've been just basically going through, because this is a very nostalgic experience for me, so I've kind of been trying to explain all of the things that were happening in my life at each point in the game. Basically, when I first went through this game, it was me, my mom, and my dad playing, and you know, I was like 8 years old, so I didn't understand anything that was going on. I was skipping past all of the flavor text. But it was a lot of fun. But it was cool because, you know, I didn't know what was happening, and there were times when I look back on it that they very clearly understood what was going on, but they were very good about like baiting me into getting to the answer instead of just giving it to me. And it was a good experience. It was one of those experiences where like my family did a lot with each other as when I was growing up. It was like I had a really good childhood, but you know, this is one of the experiences that was like, yeah, when I think about me spending really strong quality time with my parents, this was one of them. Yeah, the randomizers, I've never played any game with a randomizer, and forgive me, I'm not like reading the text right now, I'm just kind of scooting through it. One of the things I mentioned earlier was I've played this game, I've started this game a bunch in the past, but I've only beaten it once. And the one time I beat it, it took me, I think, as a kid, it took me like, I think it took me close to 2 years to beat, mostly because I got hung up when I got to Ganon, and I fought Ganon for like hours at a time, for days at a time, because I'd gone through the quest line to get the Goron sword, and when I got to the final fight, I was so certain that that was the best item in the game. Like, I should be able to kill him with this. And even when the flames went down and I got the Master Sword, I just kept fighting with the Goron sword, and the fight would never end. And I was like, what the hell am I doing? How am I supposed to beat this guy? And I just threw the game down at, you know, 8 or 9 years old. And then I waited like half a year or something like that, and came back to it. No worries. I appreciate the raid. I'm obviously just getting started, so everything counts. Have a good night. It's 4 a.m. here, and I was probably planning on signing off within the next half hour or so. But thanks for stopping by, and I'll check your stream out later as well. Have a good night. You caught me just before I was just talking about this whole scene with Ganondorf, because one of the things that's, I think it frustrates everyone about the Zelda series is the lack of continuity between games. And I was thinking about this scene, if they had somehow, if the game could work out in such a way where like the scene in Tears of the Kingdom where Ganondorf talks with the then king of Hyrule, it would have been cool if somehow these two games could have been linked in that way, or, you know, any link between any of the games at any point in time, rather than just throwing out a timeline that kind of works. Is it safe to assume everyone here has played this game before, or is anyone, if anyone's still in the chat, has anyone never seen it? So how many times have you tried to get past it, or have you only tried it once? I did a lot of talking earlier about how this game kind of evolved for me. My plan is to post the VOD of this out to YouTube as well later. But when I really was getting into the game after I had beaten it, it was somewhere around 2002, 2003. I had started, because I was on the internet then, I had started finding websites that were talking about the Triforce. And I went and looked at the quest status screen and saw that it was missing. And I got so hooked in the conspiracy theories about how you would get it. And I started combing through every nook and cranny in the game, trying to find a way, convinced that I would be the first one to uncover the truth, you know, as a young kid. And obviously that was never going to happen. But I was printing out sheets and sheets of paper that had instructions of, if you go here and do this and go there and do that, eventually you'll get to this thing and get that thing. And it's so funny because even beyond then, I've watched so many videos. Like, I watched a lot of Zeltic. I've watched so many videos about Ocarina of Time, and I've learned a lot about it, but I still sometimes don't know everything about it. And I've never tried a randomizer, but I think maybe I should give that a shot at some point. I've also been trying to take my time with the game, even though I know some of the tricks to speed through certain things. On the off chance that someone finds this later and has never played the game and just kind of wants to watch it, I'm making it a point to talk to everyone and read all the text and do the thing right. Yeah, I'm thinking that's probably going to be my goal, is to do a 100% run. I know on my original file I'd gotten pretty close, but I think I was probably missing like somewhere under 10 gold Skulltulas. That's something that caught me, the connection with the royal family bit. When I got to Zora's Domain as a kid, I remember I remember first, I can't remember if there was at the boulders, if there was a place to play it, but definitely at the waterfall, just like standing there, like wondering what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to get in here? And I saw the symbol, but we didn't think about the connection between the song and that, and it took us a little bit to figure it out. I feel foolish sometimes thinking about some of the places in this game where we got caught up. And also how differently I approach playing games nowadays than than I did back then, because nowadays it's like, you know, I go in every nook and cranny and figure everything out before moving on to the next step. And, oh, that's right. I need to get, oh, I'm not going to make it. I wanted to get the shield before I came over here so I wouldn't have to double back. Yeah, I'm supposed to be getting up at like 9 a.m. tomorrow, and I already pushed it back to noon. Because it's, yeah, it's 4 o'clock in the morning here. I'm out in Ohio. I appreciate you lurking, though. Means I don't have to sit at one viewer for the rest of the night. Switch this back. Completely forgot that I left it there. See, this is something I didn't get as a kid either. I don't think I've ever actually talked to that guard before. I always imagine that this is the first character you encounter in the town. Oh, this is one of those spots where, if you had the Rumble Pack, there's a hole here. I did have a Rumble Pack at one point. I guess I should probably get that working. I would hope that there's nothing that would prevent you from 100%ing the game that you would need a Rumble Pack to find. Well, that's only going to be available during the day, I think. Yeah, I made a bit of a mistake coming in at night, but I think there's a few things you can get at night that you can't get during the day. Not that there's actually all that much. It's a surprising, like, there's a lot to this game, but it's a surprisingly small game when I look back on it compared to a lot of the others. set this up with me. Moving right along. Can't actually go back there, right? It's blocking it. Yeah. We'll come back for you later. Very rich. And what do you propose I use that money? I couldn't remember if you have to talk to them or if they're already converted by the time you come in. I think they'll already be. Let's see. How many do I have? Also, should probably save. God, the worst thing in the world playing these games if your system crashed for some reason. Oh, I had Rayman 2. Rayman 2, The Great Escape. I loved that game, but in order to save it, you needed to actually have a memory card. So my parents got me this memory card, and I started playing the game, got to a point, and then I saved, turned it off, came back the next day, and my file was gone. I was like, what the fuck? So I played again, and I saved, and it was gone. And then I went to my dad and I was like, this memory stick doesn't work. I need a different one. So I remember the one day I was playing and I had gotten really far, and I was like, I need to keep playing. And my dad got on the phone with some support. Maybe it was Nintendo, maybe it was Best Buy, I don't know what it was. He's on the phone with support, and they tell him, oh no, you just have to do XYZ and blah 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 blah. Try restarting the game and do this thing and it'll work this time. And I looked and I was like, no, you're not restarting this game on me. We can't do this now, let's do it later. And I just wanted to leave the game on for as long as I needed to beat the game. And he insisted that we try. And he said, no, don't worry, I talked to them. It's gonna be fine, it's gonna work, don't worry about it. And of course it didn't work. I had gotten so far in that game. I don't think I've ever gotten that far in that game since then. It was such a good game. I enjoyed it so much. But man, that was it. That was it. It just blew the wind out of my sails. Of course it is. So I always thought that in order to get that heart, you had to get it during the day, and you had to use the chickens, and I don't remember where you had to jump from, but it took me, or actually no, the way I got it was, I think the way I got it was actually just when you get dropped off on the house by the owl. But I just watched someone, oh man, I don't remember what her name is, a YouTube short, like a couple days ago. I watched her climb up here, and she managed to jump up here and then jumped over. I probably can't replicate it, mostly because I can't, because I can't control Link first. Let's try this again. So, if I recall this correctly, she had run, jump, and done something like that, and I'm not gonna be able to do it. It's not gonna happen. This whole nonsense in the windmill. I still don't fully understand how this this whole thing comes together. Okay. I have to learn it as an adult, but the fact that I'm taught it as an adult means that he would have learned the song already when I was a kid. So I just don't get how the whole chain could have started, I guess. Maybe I'm just not thinking about it right. I don't remember what's in these spots. These guys. God. Thought they were only 2 hits. Yeah. I don't have bottle yet. I don't have beans. Oh, I can't. I'm not gonna just... Which one is which? I wonder if more will spawn if I just keep opening them. Yes, they will. I wonder how many I can take at a time. I really need to change the targeting. Oh, come on. Gonna die to a friggin' Poe. There we go. Oh, come on. Yeah. Oh, I'm cold. I don't think I've ever actually seen this animation where Link has been cold like this. I mean, I'm sure I have, but for whatever reason, it's not. Is this possible? No. Can I not kill? I can't remember. Okay, I can. This is either bomb? I think it's a bomb. You gotta say. Navi, you have something useful to say? No, of course not. Not this one. Yeah. continue. Oh, come on. I'm gonna die because I'm a dumbass. It's like I've never played the game before, right? Bugs. I am gonna continue opening those. I don't know if there's actually anything. I know one of them's obviously the grave that I have to go to, but I think I'm gonna finish up here and then get going for the night. I already opened this one. Let's see. So I gotta come back here. I'm trying to 100% this, so I'm taking logs of what I've seen and what I haven't seen and what I need to come back for. And I don't want to just... I know I could just go online and... Oh, come on. Get away from me. I don't want to fight you. And I could just go online and get the answer for all these things, but... I want to do it the right way. No. In fact, we'll just take care of that real quick. Spam! No fun. Oh man, why do they make submitting reports take super long? It should take like 5 seconds. I mean, this is like probably a super common, like the most common thing I would assume you'd run into. Let's see here. Okay. Whoa. Man, I really need to change the Z targeting. And I gotta get better aim. And hearts, please, because this is getting really frustrating. Come on, give me a heart. Nothing. Say the same thing. Can I even... I don't know that I want to try to do this while... Oh, actually, I can't even do it, can I? Okay. I need to come back here when I can set fire to this thing. Back. Okay. Get around this without getting triggered. All right. Making progress. I don't remember what you get when you light these things on fire in here. Guess I'll find out. Someday. Alright, and there we have it. It's daytime. Okay. I think that is where I'm gonna have to call it. I think I will save and come back during the day. This song's a cool song that I just encountered on a short, of course. That's how everything's marketed now. Let's see here. Alright, I'm gonna restart and change the rumble feature because that's gonna frustrate me if I don't fix it by the time I play next. This is Tia Tia by the way. Wait. Well, I appreciate those of you who dropped through or anyone who sees this on YouTube. Obviously, this is the first time I'm doing this, so maybe it was good, maybe it wasn't. Let me know. Tell me how to improve. Always open to it. Have a good night.